Welcome to the Last Whistle podcast. I'm your host Jaskaran Singh, and we have our co-host Christopher Monis. How you doing, Chris?
Matt, I'm chilling. We just got done watching the All-Star game. We'll talk about that later, but I'm just happy,
It
man.
was, yeah, good to start the first episode.
Yeah, we're gonna fight, we're gonna debate, and but it's fun, man, because that's one of the main reasons I got into all this sports and stuff. It's just fun to just hang out and just have something in common, to talk about and just just debate because it's fun for players who don't even know who you are, but it's just it's just
That's the main
chill.
point of it.
All right, so what we got on our
All right, let's
schedule
get
today?
started. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl, the All-Star game, the trade deadline, and then we're going to do some little games at the end.
Yes, sir.
Action. So the Super Bowl, Chiefs lost 22-40. It was a horrible showing from Mahomes, a horrible showing from Andy Reid, and a horrible showing from Steve Spagnuolo. On the other hand, Jalen Hurts balled out, Super Bowl MVP, Cooper DeJean, a pick six. Vic Fangio's defense, insane. Vic Fangio's defense was insane. They only pressured 4. They did not blitz at all, and they had 6 sacks in the game. I'm right? Am I right?
Yeah, six sacks.
Sacks.
That's how you win games like this, man. Because you can blitz all you want and you can get all these sacks, but 6 sacks for not blitzing a single time, that puts a lot of pressure on Mahomes. And that offensive line is not good either for Mahomes. Those tackles.
Oh, just the interior line. They're all pro caliber players. The right tackles are McDonald's workers. At the end of the day, they are horrible. They have the most offensive line penalties with holdings and false starts. They're a horrible unit put together because
I remember
right and left tackle.
There was there was one primetime game where that guy, he kept getting false starts, one of their tackles, and then they subbed him out or he got hurt, and then another guy came in and he kept getting holding calls and stuff.
Or false start, or illegal formation because he's not lined up to the center.
My 11-year-old brother could get sacks on that offensive line, bro, on the tackles.
Yeah, they're horrible.
They're bad.
Josh Sweat had 2.5 sacks. Against the right tackle. Horrible. I'm pretty sure it was Josh Sweat. Yeah, it was.
So, yeah.
Yeah, 2.5 sacks.
So what do you think about Saquon? Because he had a monster season. He had a monster. How many games did he play? 17. And then you had 3. He had 20 games that were incredible.
He played 16.
But then
16. He had 2,000.
Oh yeah,
he didn't play the last.
He played 19 games that were incredible. In the Super Bowl, I'm not gonna say he kind of put it up a little bit of a stinker. Let me show you right here. He had 25 carries, 57 yards. Jalen Hurts had 11 carries, 72 yards. What do you think that?
I don't think it's Saquon's fault. I think the Chiefs' game plan was stop Saquon and we can figure out the pass defense after. But the thing is, when you have a wide receiver 1 and a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 1A, 1B, it's kind of hard to guard both of them when you don't have a cornerback 2 that's an all-pro. Devontae Smith lines up better with Trent McDuffie, but Trent McDuffie doesn't line up well against A.J. Brown because he's way taller than him and way bigger, so that didn't work well for the Chiefs' game plan. They should have kept Snead from last year.
That's a terrible trade looking back on it, and he hasn't done anything with the Titans. And you didn't get a lot from him either. I have the stats right here for receiving stats, and this is another reason why I think Saquon if you're a box score watching and you didn't watch the game, he didn't provide that much impact. But Saquon had 6 receptions for 40 yards into the receiving game, and that's a long catch of 22 yards. Devontae Smith had 4 receptions, 69 yards, a touchdown. A.J. Brown had 3 receptions, 43 yards, and a touchdown. Even Jahan Dotson had 42 yards, 2 catches.
Yeah, they distributed the ball very well all around, and they only have one good corner in my opinion, and that's Trent McDuffie. And they just
locking up Debo in the Super Bowl. Yes, sir.
Yeah, they did lock up Debo.
Dude, that was crazy.
When you look at the Eagles' game plan, it was just distribute the ball evenly all around. Saquon got his touches, and then Hurts got his rushes in too. So you said 71 yards of rushing. That's what you need from your quarterback.
11 carries
from your star quarterback. 11 carries, 71 yards from a quarterback. That's insane. Plus, you got the tush push. Spagnuolo said that their goal was to not put him into this tush push situation, and their defense couldn't do that. Their defense put them in the tush push situation every time, and they got it.
Now,
So that's just a testament to the Eagles' offense.
now, what do you think about Spagnola? Like, he was hot. I wouldn't say all year because some game they did let up like 30 points to the Panthers one week, but like in the playoffs, that blitz with Josh Allen on fourth down, that's like the Spagnola right there. He had great plans against the Texans. He had great plans against the Bills. What do you think like fell off for him in the Super Bowl? Is it just the sheer firepower that's on the Eagles offense, or do you think Spagnola's is washed?
It's the offensive line. The major key, the X factor for that blitz was Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley put up consistent good blocking. They were gonna hit Hurts, but Saquon came in there, blocked him off, and Hurts got away for a rush. The reason why Hurts had so many yards is the Chiefs didn't have pass rush discipline. They left the middle wide open every single time, and Hurts got away in those 11 rushes. So that's what they couldn't stop. The rush plus Saquon blocking was the key reason why Spagnola's blitzes didn't work at all. That's what I saw when I was watching the game.
I don't mean
What do you think?
add a little propaganda, but I think the Rams had like 7 sacks on Hurts. I think that defensive line, bro, don't even get me started, bro. But yeah, I was thinking because I'm a Rams fan, so I watched the whole game, the Eagles-Rams game, and I go, wow, man, I think whoever the Eagles are going to play, they're going to eat them up. Probably not Washington, because Washington, their defensive line isn't great. But going into the Super Bowl, I said, dude, I think that they can put Hurts in situations he's not comfortable. And they did kind of do that, but they weren't getting sacks. Let me check on... They
pressured him, but he got away because they didn't have
2 sacks.
Pass rush discipline.
They had 2
they didn't
sacks.
have discipline. Yeah.
One from Drew Tranquill and Karlaftis.
Yeah, I love Karlaftis as a player. He's one of my
great.
favorite DNs to watch. Yeah, but
He has
Chris
a really
Jones
stacked
did not
card in
have that much
Madden
of a
last
defense.
year. I remember that.
Oh, really?
His card was
I don't play
nutty.
the Chiefs. Really?
No, it's like in like Ultimate Team. I don't even play Ultimate Team either, but I just be like watching YouTube videos in the background, and I remember like these people were like raving about like Karlaftis' card, and he was getting like 8 sacks a game in Ultimate Team. I go, holy shit, man, this guy is crazy.
Yeah, no, he's a good player.
He's a player.
He's fast. Yeah, he's fast. He's a good player, but linebackers also didn't do that good. Nick Bolton, he wasn't doing good. He's supposed to be the Mahomes of their offense. He wasn't
9
doing
tackles.
Well. Yeah, Nick Bolton did.
Yeah, he had,
but no, he wasn't.
That's not enough though.
Linebackers for 9 tackles for linebackers, all right, but he wasn't an X factor like he usually is. On his blitzes, he wasn't connecting to Jalen Hurts, and then when Jalen Hurts' biggest rush, Nick Bolton was a spy, and he was on the left side. Jalen Hurts juked him out and went like 20 yards for his longest rush. And Nick Bolton was supposed to spy him. Yeah, he was supposed to spy him, and he couldn't do that. Like his job was to stop Jalen Hurts from rushing, and he couldn't do that. That's another like piece that Spagnuolo didn't get from his defense.
So who's your pick going into this game? Because I'm not gonna lie, I was still really salty about the Rams game, so I was all on the Chiefs. I go, man, they need to get this done, bro.
Yeah, I was 100% for the Chiefs. I thought they were gonna win. You know, I said I think great players make great plays, and then great players didn't make great plays. The great players were the defensive players for the Eagles. Bond, the linebacker.
Oh my god,
he baited Mahomes. That was a defensive player of the year type player right there.
You think he's gonna
baited
walk?
Mahomes to throw the ball. No,
Eagles have $22 million in cap space, and he's the big free agent, and I think Sweat is the other one. But it's like, I'm not saying he's gonna walk. I'm not an expert. I'm not a professional. But if he walks, bro, he is the best player in the market right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Eagles will play him. I think Howie's smart. I think he'll free up some room. You know, he'll cut like Julio Jones if he's still on the roster or something like.
So Julio. Well, look at it this way. Last year, the Eagles' defense was horrible. A key piece that they were missing was a good linebacker, and they got that in Bond. And
Special teams out of New Orleans, by the way. Isn't that crazy?
Insane.
4 years in New Orleans playing special teams, and then now you go to the Eagles, and like all of a sudden your career is rejuvenated. That shows how if you go to the wrong spot, your career could honestly be done for.
100%. That's how it works in the NFL. Some first overall picks go to a horrible team. Nothing happens to that. Nothing happens in their career wise. They might get a defensive player of the year. Like look at Cleveland's Myles Garrett. Like he gets multiple defensive player of the year awards and all that. But his career's abysmal. They haven't won anything. They never will. Yeah,
that's why he's coming to the bright lights of LA, baby.
I like him on the Rams. They definitely could use that veteran-type player to coach up Jared Verse. He's already a good defensive end.
Bro, do not get me salivating about Jared Verse, bro. Kobe Turner, Braden Fisk, and Myles Garrett, bro. I'm telling you, we're leading in the league in sacks. Whoever's in second place, we're doubling their sacks, bro. This defense is going to be legit.
If you guys had...
Aaron Donald.
I forgot. Aaron Donald, dude. You guys would have had the best defense in the league.
Yeah, it would have been. I would have already got our Super Bowl would have already been.
I think you guys would have went to another Super Bowl with that defense because Aaron Donald, they triple team him. Then you got those new guys on the edge, the new blood.
Don't even get me started. We're going back next year. We're chilling. But like, where is your? I'll start off. But where is your preferred destination for Garrett, and where do you think he's gonna go? I think my preferred destination is Detroit because Aiden Hutchinson's great. I love Aiden Hutchinson. But
leg injury though, that
leg, that's what I'm saying. Is the leg injury is serious. What if he's not 100%? And also, who else is on their defensive line besides Aiden Hutchinson? If Hutch has to miss some time, you have Garrett coming in right there. If you I think, and say they're both on the field, say they're both healthy, I don't know what offensive line can stop that. That's the thing. I think that's my preferred, and honestly, it might be my I expect it. But at the Super Bowl, I was talking to my cousin. He goes, where do you think Garrett's going? I say, whoever loses this game. I think the Chiefs could see that they have to pay Mahomes like $60 million this year, or I think next year or something.
Well, no. Mahomes won't take $60 million. He's getting paid $45 million a year right now. Mm-hmm. He's a team player. He's not going to take that much money because he knows what they need around him. But his cap hit's
going to start hitting a lot more. That's basically what I'm saying.
He signed a $500 million deal for 10 years. Mm-hmm. So, it should hit sometime soon.
It's got to hit sometime soon, and all your players your Chris Jones money's gonna hit soon. If you really want to, because we saw this with the Patriots, they won a bunch in a row, and they took a little slide for a couple of years, and then they're back at it again. Mm-hmm. I think if you really want to capitalize and keep this window even more open, I think he's going to go to the Chiefs. And you can trade away all the draft picks you want. You're going to be picking in the 28 or below every time. So I think my preferred is the Lions. I expect him to go to the Chiefs.
I get the Chiefs part. My expected is the Chiefs too. My preferred is the Cowboys. You know, if Jerry Jones wants to go all in, you have Dak Prescott on an aging quarterback. You have him. Your star defensive player has been complaining he wants more help on defense. You got that with Parsons. So the window's closing year by year. You gotta put all your chips in. You have the 12th pick right now. You need more defensive help than offensive help. Go out, trade that first overall pick.
How nasty would that be, bro? How nasty?
Yeah, but you're getting Overshown by the end at the end of the year because
it's not like you guys are gonna make the playoffs, so he won't be there in any meaningful games.
We'll make the play. I don't think we'll make the playoffs this year. I saw that schedule. That schedule's tough. My preferred is the Cowboys because they need help on that defense. Their defense was the worst in the league last year, or bottom 5. They have the draft capital to trade away, and they can get a running back in the 2nd or 3rd round. If you can secure a dominant player like Myles Garrett and you have Micah Parsons on the other side, your defensive line becomes unstoppable. Your rush defense becomes 10 times better because Myles Garrett is going to have so much focus on his end, and then you could put Micah Parsons back to his linebacker spot and help with the rush defense.
I feel like there's something. I feel like there's something in the water in Dallas. Like I feel like the water they're drinking just makes all the GMs stupid. Like Nico Harrison with the Luka trade. Jerry will not. Jerry will not do that.
Yeah, Jerry Jones is happy that Nico Harrison made that trade. It makes him the worst general manager.
Oh, he makes him the worst in Dallas. Like that just. Yeah. I don't. Okay, if this was any other GM, I'd say, you know what? If we copy and paste, if we change the logo and the name on these teams and the front office, I'd say, you know what? This is pretty good. But it is the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones. But I honestly think Dallas does. I think most players, when they get drafted, they want to go play for Dallas. Dallas is a historic franchise. You get to live in Dallas.
Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett. It was like trade. He was like, Jerry Jones, I beg you, please trade up. I want to go. I want to play for you. And
but you have Jerry Jones. If there was any other GM, if there is the GM for the, I don't even know their name. If the GM for the Atlanta Falcons and Jerry Jones just switched right now, I guarantee they would get that deal done. I guarantee they would get that deal 100%. Done.
Jerry Jones likes to wait last minute for everything. Why did CeeDee Lamb have a bad year? You waited last minute to sign his contract. You knew what money you had to pay for him, but you waited last second to pay for that contract.
He didn't surround him with no help
same
either.
With Dak Prescott. Yeah, same with Dak Prescott. Well, you surrounded with no help, but he had no connection with Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott got signed on the first Sunday.
He got signed on like 5 hours before the game started.
Yeah, he got like
insane.
That is insanely slow. The Thursday game already kicked off, and then we're in Sunday morning. He gets, I don't know.
They're not a well-run organization at the end of the day. I agree with all the ex-Cowboys players that get traded away to different teams that say it's like a zoo out there. It is. You're there for show. That's what you are for Dallas. You're a show. You're not trying to win nothing. You're always gonna be the top franchise. Get all the attention, but you're never gonna win anything there. That's how it is to be. That's what it is to be a Dallas Cowboy.
At least you're not a Mavericks fan.
Yeah, I'm a Spurs fan. It's much better.
Hey, you got everything. Alrighty, let's let's recap. What did we say? We kind of went a little off topic. What do we think about the Super Bowl? Do you think the Eagles will go back, and how can the Chiefs capitalize or keep their window open? What would you give me one for each? Like, do you think
for the Chiefs, sign T. Higgins? That should be their number one thing to do. Get your star quarterback, your future Hall of Fame quarterback, a wide receiver one. T. Higgins is a great wide receiver one. I don't think he's like elite like Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson.
Well, no one's saying that.
Step below elite. Yeah. So like he's still like a good wide receiver one you can have pair with Xavier Worthy. He'll give you a good middle routes, and then Xavier Worthy will give you that deep threat and screen potential that you can have. You have Rice, but you never know with Rice. He's probably gonna get suspended.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell where his career is going. He just tore his ACL. And he might get suspended for racing from the previous offseason.
So, what is the likelihood you think the Bengals will move on from T. Higgins? Like, how probable is T. Higgins going to be a free agent? Like, you think it's like, give me like a percentage-wise.
It's super probable. I think it's like 75% he's going to be a free agent. You need to target defensive players. Your offense isn't an issue at all. Joe Burrow's shown he can do what he's going to do. Even after that wrist injury that people thought he wasn't going to be good. I was one of those critics that think Joe Burrow wasn't going to be good after that wrist injury. It's hard to come back from. Like medically, they said it's 80% of people don't recover 100% and they don't get their mobility back. And I didn't think he was going to come back, but he's shown he can. They can go draft another wide receiver and have him on a rookie contract. Because you already have Jamar Chase. You don't need that T. Higgins. You have that young guy on their team too.
Yoshivas?
Yoshivas, yeah, he's great. I think he's going to be good. He's a good wide receiver 3 type player.
This is the thing with like the draft is like what we were saying with Zach Bond, bro. Opportunity matters. I don't care if you got drafted in the 6th round. If you're a good wide receiver, you're gonna get so much opportunity on the Bengals. Like, you're already a wide receiver 3.
Look at the Patriots with Tom Brady. Yeah, look at the Patriots with Tom Brady.
Opportunity is the best thing.
Nobody thought he was gonna be good. It's the quarterback you get paired with, and they have a quarterback like Joe Burrow who's going to be good, and they can move on from T. Higgins. I think it's a great probability. Joe Burrow would like to have him, but he can make another wide receiver good.
And coming out of the draft, if you're a good receiver, which if you're getting drafted, you probably are. You're the wide receiver 3 already, and Yoshivas ain't no top tier guy. If you are really that good, you can jump him for wide receiver 2. Like look at Puka. Exactly. He came into the year as probably behind. He came behind Demarcus Robinson, and now he is the best receiver, better than Kupp was last year, and he's the best receiver, top 5 receiver in the league. I don't even care.
And now his Kupp's getting traded.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that in a little bit too.
Do you think the do you think the Eagles will go back to back?
It depends on what other teams do at the offseason. If Detroit gets Myles Garrett,
super early right now.
super
We're saying
early.
this.
Yeah, super early. No offseason trades or anything. Eagles are going to the Super Bowl again. They have the most complete roster. They have a good defense. They have young defensive players that showed out.
That's the big thing.
You got Quinyon Mitchell showed out, and you had Cooper DeJean show out. That pick six, that was really good.
That's
really
like
good,
the thing
really
with like.
But
I hate being like that, but back to the Rams. It's like when we won the Super Bowl, everyone was old. We went like 5-12 after that, and yes, you win your Super Bowl, but the Eagles, like, all their guys are crazy young on their defense. They literally have only up to go.
Their offense is crazy young too. Just their offensive line is kind of a little older, but their offensive
you could be old though on offensive line. Yeah. It's nothing like wide receiver. You age out of it.
Like Andrew Whitworth for you guys. He was a great in your Super Bowl run. Yeah, he was your left tackle, and he was really good for you guys still.
This is the same thing with the Chiefs. This is when dynasties start. When you win young and now your players have something to go for. I think it's crazy.
You have a great GM behind you who will get you the necessary pieces for you to succeed.
Best GM in the league. I mean, honestly.
100% the best GM in the league. There's nobody better than him. Nobody can compete. When the Eagles have Howie Roseman and the Cowboys have Jerry Jones, one team's obviously going to be successful and the other's not. Yeah, in division teams.
I think I'm going to say...
It was a horrible day for Dallas sports. A horrible week for Dallas sports.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I say the Eagles will not go back to the Super Bowl. I know it's crazy early, and I have something funny that we'll do after this, but I don't think they'll go back. And I don't think it's anything against the Eagles, but man, all these NFC teams are getting so much better. Like, if we just the NFC North is going to be a dogfight this year. Like, the NFC East, I think the Cowboys can make it interesting. I think the Commanders are going to fall off, but I think the Cowboys and the Commanders can make it interesting. I think the Rams and the Niners are coming back. Seattle.
Niners 100% are coming back. They got Saleh back. Saleh's insane in my opinion. He's one of the best defensive coordinators.
I will never admit this, guys. That's why he's doing it.
He has the easiest schedule in the NFL next year.
AFC South, I think NFC South with the last place schedule.
Exactly, and they can make the Super Bowl this year too. I think they just need to find out another wide receiver one with him because I don't like Brandon Ayuk that much, and I do not like Deebo.
They're not going to the Super Bowl, but they can knock out Philly.
Exactly. If they knock out Philly, who's going to stand in their way?
The Los Angeles Rams, baby. We take them back to Rams house, bro. No, but I'm saying I think the Seahawks finished 9-8 this year. I mean, they're a good team. The Seahawks can make some noise. Arizona will probably get better.
If they can get another defensive player in Seattle, I see a lot of big things happening for them.
Atlanta's going to be back. Atlanta's going to be back. Buccaneers are going to be back.
Penix should be their starting quarterback. He should have been their starting quarterback after
Drake London is so good, and Bijan. Like I just said probably. Let me see: Lions, Vikings, Packers, Bears, Commanders.
I don't know about the Bears.
But I want to see. I want to see
how Detroit's offense is without Ben Johnson.
We are discovering this in February, so there's not much to go off of. But I'm saying 5 teams. You can either Washington or Dallas, whatever one you want to pick. I don't care. Niners, Rams, Seahawks, Atlanta, Buccaneers. That's 10 teams. That's 10 teams that can rival the Eagles. I feel like, and it's 100%. Just. It's like the West in the NBA. It's going to be a dogfight the entire way. I think the AFC, we kind of got... You're going to have your Ravens, you're going to have your Bills, you're going to have your Chiefs, and a couple little guys who sneak in here every now and then, like the Broncos. But it's like... And you kind of just have to put in the Steelers, I guess, now. They've never had a losing season the past, 16 years. But I'm saying, I think the NFC is like the West in the NBA. It's like a dogfight now.
So what do you think the Chiefs need on their side to succeed next year?
Man, I know I was saying it earlier, but these offensive tackles are actually Chipotle workers. They cannot guard anything. I think you can manage with Worthy and Rice. If Rice doesn't get suspended, then probably you need a receiver, and I think they can get one because Well, I think their tackles probably work a double shift at Dairy Queen and maybe Del Taco. So it's kind of like the tackle play really needs to get up, and I think the wide receivers too. But I think you wouldn't say this 10 years ago. But this is kind of a free agent destination. You can get a lot of people want to play like Mahomes, like a lot of people want to play with Wemby. Like people will come here, and I think the Chiefs they're good enough at GMing and signing people that they'll be back. But I think I don't know. I think they'll be back. I think there's not much you need to change, but I think the offensive side of the ball, just try to upgrade every position you can. Pacheco didn't look that great. I mean, I'm not saying
they need a running back too.
I'm not saying kick him out.
Of them.
Mm-hmm.
If I was them, I would draft like Ollie Gordon or one of the Ohio State running backs.
We'll do it. We'll do a draft episode, guys. I need to do my studying. This guy's all. He can deal with the NFL draft. I'll deal with the NBA draft, and then we'll just. Alrighty.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later on.
We're about 32 minutes. About 32 minutes into NFL. Do you want to cut? Do you have one more thing to say? And I have one more question to ask.
I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you about What about the Eagles? Do you think? Did we say that already?
I said that because I said the NFC was stacked.
And then you said Chiefs. Okay. And then
I have a question.
What's your question?
Super early, crazy early, guys. This is February 16th. What are the two teams that are going to be fighting it out for the championship on both sides? Just crazy early prediction. If you get it right, like you look like a genius. This can only go up from us because if we clip this and it's right, then you're the smartest person on earth. But if we clip it and it's wrong, we kind of just say, guys, it was February. Come on, guys. What are we supposed to do? The Super Bowl was a week ago.
Exactly.
So
I think it's going to be Detroit and the Eagles.
And then
I think Detroit wins.
What about the AFC side?
It's hard to bet against Mahomes when it comes to the Arrowhead Invitational, so I'm going to take Mahomes. I'm going to take Mahomes and Burrows. And
so the Super Bowl will be Lions Chiefs?
No, I think it's going to be Bengals Lions.
Okay. And who's going to win that one?
I don't think Burrow has the defense or the firepower to go against what Detroit has, and Detroit wins their first championship. But Detroit is a cursed town, so anything can happen.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a great prediction. On my side of the thing, we're gonna go a little crazy here, guys, because he took the.
He's gonna say Rams.
He took the.
He's gonna say Rams something. He's gonna say Rams in the Super Bowl. It's like that every single day.
The AFC Championship will be the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals, and I have the Baltimore Ravens advancing to the Super Bowl. This is the third year in a row I've picked them to go to the Super Bowl, and they still haven't. So,
and it's going to be the fourth year in a row that it's not going to happen either.
And then on the NFC side, big shocker, the Los Angeles Rams are going to be facing off against the Chicago Bears, and the Rams are going to the Super Bowl against the Baltimore Ravens. We're winning the Super Bowl in San Fran's arena. So all you Niner fans who are in that arena, we can hang up a Los Angeles Rams banner.
That's one of the worst predictions. That's one of the worst predictions I've ever heard.
What was bad?
Caleb Williams is not going to take. The Bears was horrible. Rams I can agree with because they are a young up and coming team. Stafford can take them to the promised land.
But I don't trust any other team.
You don't trust the Eagles? You don't trust the Lions?
I don't trust the Eagles. They have Jalen Hurts as their quarterback. Jared Goff.
Bro, he's outdueled Mahomes in both Super Bowls they played each other in.
I know. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, but he's not top 5. Not like my boy Stafford.
You trust Caleb Williams more than Jalen Hurts?
Hell yeah, I do.
Holy
with
shit,
Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams will be a top 5 quarterback next year.
Bullshit.
Bro, I'm telling you.
He's going to be better than? He's going to be better than Mahomes?
No, he's going to be 5. He's going to be 5.
Lamar?
Because this is the top 5. This is the top 5. We go Mahomes. We go. This isn't any order because I don't know the order yet. Mahomes.
Put it in order.
No. I'm thinking. I don't know if I want to have Mahomes 1, but I know I want to have Burrow 4. I know I want Caleb at 5. I want Burrow at 4. Okay. I want Josh at 3. I want Mahomes at 2, and I want Lamar at 1. Bro, they're going to the Super Bowl, bro. I can't.
That's an interesting take, but where's Hurts at? He should be top 5.
Stafford 6.
Which of those QBs have won a Super Bowl besides Mahomes?
Hey, Caleb Williams next year.
You said he's gonna lose in the championship
no,
round.
he's gonna lose. He's gonna lose. But
Yeah,
no,
see, that isn't the
also,
argument.
I mean, if you put Jalen Hurts on this Bengals roster or this Bills roster, he's not doing shit.
Well, that can be said about almost every quarterback in the top 5.
Okay, so then put Josh Allen on the Eagles.
Put Mahomes on the Bengals team. What happens?
Mahomes probably still takes some far. I'm not saying Mahomes is bad. He did just have the worst Super Bowl performance ever.
I don't say ever.
The first half he had the worst first half ever in Super Bowl performance. You can't be the best quarterback in the league if you had the worst on the brightest lights. You fail in the first half.
I think we're forgetting one thing about the Chiefs that we didn't talk about in the Super Bowl. Xavier Worthy's a dog.
He screwed up my squares. He screwed up my squares, bro. I had 4-0, and then he gets a late garbage time touchdown and messes up my squares.
I had 0-0.
Mm-hmm.
So Mahomes getting that 2-point conversion lost me $1,500.
Yeah, I had 800 if
Bullshit. I was so pissed off about that.
I think Mahomes. You can put Mahomes at 1. I'm not gonna call you crazy, but I gotta tax him for this terrible performance he had.
Well, you gotta tax the other quarterbacks too for not making the Super Bowl once.
I know.
You gotta tax Lamar for all those bad.
I mean, Lamar had 1 MVP in everyone's eyes. He would have been a 3-time MVP.
He should have been MVP this year. Yeah, last year it should have been Christian McCaffrey as MVP. I know you're not gonna say that because he's a.
Bro, the Niners will never win anything. But I don't know. That's my ranking. And then when Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson turn into the greatest duo since, but Jalen Hurts probably is top. Well, you cut me off. I had Stafford at 6. Stafford at 6.
I have higher than Stafford, 100%.
Jaden at 7.
I'll give you my top 5 right now.
Jaden at 7.
Dak at 9.
Hell no. Probably Jalen at 8. I'd put Jalen at 8. You can go.
You have Jalen lower than Jaden?
Yeah.
Oh, that's bullshit. My top 5 goes with Mahomes, Lamar, Allen, Burrow, Hurts. That's my top 5 right there.
See, that's not a bad top. I think the top 3 are interchangeable. I think Burrow's locked in at everyone's 4. I think easily. And then
I think Burrow should be. Honestly, I think Burrow's better than Allen, but Allen just has the better team around him.
Burrow's not better than Allen.
Allen has that. Whose season was better?
Allen does have aura too.
Allen does have aura, but one's went to the Super Bowl. One beat Mahomes, one hasn't.
And what happened when Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl?
Lost to the Rams. I get it, bro.
Let's go, baby. But dude, we have to talk about this aura conversation because Lamar does have the most aura. Like if that was an aura
Lamar
tier
has crazy
that
aura.
was an aura.
Bro, he's aura farming every single game.
That's why I put him over Mahomes. Every time Mahomes talks, he loses aura, and he'll be rolling out, and he'll go like, "That loses aura. That loses aura right there."
You know what? You know who actually loses aura? Is Dylan Raiola from Nebraska. He's a wannabe Mahomes. He does all the Mahomes celebrations. That man is trash. He's like, he does this too. He's like this.
Oh, yeah. And he's like doing like the jump and stuff when he's at the.
Yeah. Before they.
He's all, yeah, yeah.
Bro, he was in the Chiefs locker room after the championship game.
That was awesome. All right.
This man has zero aura.
Yeah, that he's in aura debt right now.
He's trying to clip farm.
He's clip farming. He's waiting for that Bleacher Report TikTok to be uploaded. Yeah. This guy think he Patrick Mahomes. Alrighty, I think we're gonna cut off NFL. We're at 40 minutes.